Even when I used to work out all the time, when I used to work out, when I used to work out.
Ever have protein powder? Yeah, I used to have it. When I used to work out, I used to take protein powders.
I myself, I jerk off at least twice a day. Wow. Once in the morning, right after I work out, and then once right after lunch.
Quick shout out to SnortHogan for letting me pilfer his great clipping work. Thank you again, my man. My shit would be so much worse without you. Also, some context. I was shopping with my girlfriend. Yes, DSP, we leave the house. Also, oddly enough, my office is on our second floor, not in our basement where our gym is. Anyway, she goes into Victoria's Secret. I pulled up Raw Phil, big ups to Raw Phil, and the only info I have before reacting to this or commenting on it is the 2 minutes or so I got to watch, and some choice Twitter snips. So, just from that, I'm pumped to get this thing going based solely on what I saw. Let's fucking go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, SnortHogan. Drip, snort. I got the drip. Go.
I'm 3 hours into Like a Dragon Infinite Well. I'm not kidding you. It was 98% cutscenes. In the entire time there, I must have actually controlled Ichiban Kasuga maybe like 25 minutes, if that. Like, not even close. I mean, the fights, basically a tutorial right now, haven't even had a serious real fight yet.
Haven't had a real fight yet. You know, that reminds me of someone hiding in the bathroom when Jaha went to find him.
And I get it, but the truth is that that's not going to resonate with a big audience. I know it. Like, people want action. When you're playing a video game, I want to get right into the action. Show me some combat. Show me some riveting stuff with interesting gameplay mechanics. And literally, you've seen nothing in this game yet, right?
Remember, y'all, this is the guy who subjects his audience to board meetings before gameplay. Yeah, he's talking about how much people want to get right to the action, unironically.
On top of that, the game went in this direction, this crazy, I'd say risky, narrative direction, where what they're trying to do is reestablish the characters, like what happened to them since the first Like a Dragon game several years ago. But man, this plot, it's funny, but it's depressing. You know, it really is, and I get it. What they're doing is they're trying to set up all the stuff that's going on that makes you now have to go on a second journey, right? If these characters really did have a resolution to everything at the end of the first game, why is there a second game to begin with? Well, here's a bunch of crazy crap that's going on, right? It's funny. It reminds me of like the story of Job in the Bible, and I know that you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but there's a story of a guy in the Bible who, like, he tries to do everything right in life, and basically gets punished for it. Like, no matter what he does, things go wrong for him. And he's like, what the hell? Like, if there is a God, why am I being punished like this? It doesn't make any sense. Why would I be so challenged if I'm doing everything right when I ever get some peace of mind, some reward, or something nice in my life? Why is everything awful?
So I know from Twitter that he says the game is like him at some point. Please don't tell me he compares his life to Job's.
And that's literally what's happening now to Ichiban. Like, these first 3 hours of this game is like, everything starts good, then all of a sudden, awful thing happens, 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 awful thing happens. It's like, what the hell? Like, they're really piling it on. Like, holy crap, man. And then, on top of that, there's just some weird choices they made with the plot, like a romantic twist at the beginning, and then it just gets dropped right on its head again to add to the oh, here's another bad thing that happened in the story. And it's weird, but I get it, it's funny, but it's odd that it's in there. And then on top of that, there's a part of this plot, and this is basically a minor spoiler for the plot. This is actually how the game sets up. So I don't feel like telling you guys this on the podcast is a humongous game spoiler, alright? But this is a minor plot spoiler, so if you're interested in playing the game and you want absolutely no spoilers, earmuffs. Right now, go earmuffs like this, okay? Alright, so the actual way the game begins is that Ichiban loses his job, and his job lies to him and says, oh, it's because the budget is being cut down, and we just can't afford as many workers anymore. But then come to find out, all his friends also got laid off from their jobs. It's like, how could we all have been laid off from our jobs at exactly the same time? And come to find out, the reason they were all laid off is because there is an internet slander campaign against them. There's a content creator on YouTube, although they don't call it YouTube, they're just saying it's on the internet, in this game, that actually made a bogus story. They took scenes from things that they had been doing, like take footage of this, take, you know, a picture of that, and say that it was something that it wasn't, misrepresent it as something that it definitely wasn't. Okay, with no real evidence, and there's no way they could have evidence because it's not true, right? But these guys, you know, the cast of Like a Dragon are just a bunch of ragtag guys. It's not like they have a giant internet presence. It's not like they really have the ability to defend themselves, right? They don't, you know, what could they do? So literally because people have slandered them on the internet, this drama stuff. And it's funny because they actually said, so what is it, like an internet tabloid? That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's literally what a ton of shit is on YouTube right now. A bunch of scummy tabloid people who have absolutely nothing to actually say about anything. So what they do is they literally make shit up. They take things out of context. They show pictures. They'll show video clips. They'll say, hey, this is what this person is, and they're awful, and blah, blah, blah. And it gets them clickbait views, and it gets them popularity. And then the person who they're basically slamming is the one who takes the brunt of that and has to live with it somehow. And how do you do that when you're not someone of the stature of the person who's basically punching down at you, right?
Ooh, I let him go there for a hot minute. I picked out some choice phrases Phil used. Let's talk about them. First, slander campaign. Now, I already know that he's going to compare himself to the main character, so I'm guessing he's saying this, quote, slander campaign, end quote, is like what has happened to him. But with the exception of the Hooker saga, I know of nothing that has ever been disproven in the DSP detractor sphere, so this certainly doesn't apply to Phil. Second, bogus story. We've already heard the guy say that the information that was brought to Twitch was bogus or a false narrative. My dude, the story they gave Twitch was that you made 1940s brown shirt references, homophobic comments, and generally were a horrible fucking person. There's no context to be had by this.
This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You've let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Their greed has had the artifact turn everyone into necromorphs. So now I, the last remaining Nazi, must exterminate them. Hello, Jew. I killed with one shot. Damn.
Big ups to DSP tries it. But you see, Phil, that is always repugnant. Third, misrepresent things as what they definitely weren't. So you can reference the previous clip if you'd like. That's not misrepresentation. And even if it was or is, Phil, you make YouTube content. You could have asked for the video that they say, oh, look at what DSP is doing wrong here, yada da da da, and then added the context if you wanted as a way of clearing your name. But as all your context is, I'm betting you need to refer to something that happens 45 minutes in the past of your video to show you were just joking around. That's not misrepresentation. That's not out of context. That is exactly what you did and who you are. Fourth, with no real evidence and can't have evidence because it's not true. The statement here is qualified. The no real evidence, meaning evidence was absolutely presented, but big shot lawyer Phil thinks it shouldn't count because it's not real. Then he, of course, offers no reasoning as to why it's not real. He just plays dumb. To me, the burden of proof shifts to Phil. The detractors provided evidence. Phil needs to discredit that evidence or explain why it doesn't show what the detractors says it shows. But all we get is insults and him saying, I've already explained, when he actually hasn't. Fifth, they don't have an internet presence to defend themselves. Well, my dude, aren't you the most prolific streamer ever? You don't get to be a martyr with no power and resources while claiming to have a shit ton of influence and resources. You have to pick a lane, Phil. You can't have both. And lastly, oh, my absolute favorite, someone of the stature of the person punching down. Phil, you tell us detractors that we don't matter, that we're pieces of shit, or human scum, that we don't deserve to exist. Well, then, Giggles McFuckstick, how can we be that bad but also have stature? Saying we don't matter implies we don't have stature. Saying we have stature implies we matter. Phil picks both, because of course he does.
Well, that's the story of this game. I'm not kidding. That's literally the story of this game. And so they all lost their jobs because basically the jobs didn't want to have negative rep put against their businesses because these people were working for them, right? And immediately I drew parallels. I'm like, so you remember what happened to me, right? You remember me working at Twitch for so many years? They never had a single problem with me. In fact, I was offered sponsorship opportunities. They had me play games like Choice Chamber and paid me tons of money to play it and advertise the game. They had me do all these different campaigns and things. And then just a few years later, I haven't changed who I am. I haven't changed the style of content I do. I'm the same exact guy. And they kick me out of the partner program. And when I ask them why, they say something like hateful speech. But then they refuse to provide any examples of what I'm talking about.
I mean, if it's so unjustified, this sounds like a primo lawsuit, Phil. Like a guaranteed winner. So, why didn't you sue? And also, if they never told you why, how do you know it was all stuff taken out of context again?
So come to find out, months later, I contact someone who actually worked at Twitch, and they showed me the evidence that my haters, the people who don't like me, made a internet slander campaign. They basically packaged it all together. It was like this big epic montage of bad moments of my history.
Well, I suppose that answers that question, but if it's a big ol' history of how terrible you are, how is that not evidence again?
A lot of them were over 10 years before this time period. And all they did was made this edited, here's the worst of Phil, and presented it to Twitch as if, look, this is a guy right now who's on your site in your partner program, but, look at all the things he's done, but it's not truthful.
Oh my god, I'm having to suppress rage already. Over 10 years ago doesn't mean it didn't happen, Phil. How is it not truthful? You did the things. The things were done by you. If you didn't do the things, the video would not exist. This is the very definition of tangible evidence. How are you not understanding this?
Number one, it's all stuff out of context. Number two, it's stuff that's outdated. I don't do that kind of risque commentary. Some of this stuff was stuff from 10 years ago before that I haven't done since, and I publicly apologized for.
Why would you apologize if you did nothing wrong? Fuck, God, shit, fuck, Phil, you can't be this dumb. You can't.
Right? So, literally, that's exactly the story of Like a Dragon. Showing things out of context, not representative of what's going on or who the people actually are, but making shit up for drama's sake, and now they lost their jobs because of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a professional victim. I have no words for this level of lunacy.
And I'm playing, I'm like, dude, this is my fucking life. This is exactly what happens to me on a daily basis. I have stalkers on the internet who just make shit up. They have never substantiated their claims of anything that they've said in these things that are ridiculous. Every once in a while, you say, okay, well, Phil raged today playing Street Fighter and he insulted some players. That's true. It's well documented. The footage is there. You can watch the footage on my channel, for God's sakes, right? Who cares about that? But the problem is the other stuff that they say and do about me that's completely falsified, that they have absolutely no concrete evidence of at all. But they say shit all the time. All these crazy conspiracies they come up with, and YouTube allows it. YouTube just allows slander campaigns for personal gain. It's insane.
So he gives examples of him raging and people calling him out. He has no issues with that. But now this is where the genius that Phil is. And I'm not joking. I'm actually impressed by this. He says they launch these slander campaigns that are completely false. Keeps talking about these campaigns, slander, blah, 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 but never specifies what the campaign is or why it's false. And that is genius. Why? Because now all of us who know how true all this stuff is can't disprove his claim that it's false. We can't disprove his bullshit narrative because he won't entertain a debate and he won't address it on his content. He's put up an impenetrable wall protecting him from accountability.
Now, in reality, it's funny because, by the way, how about this? I don't know what the fuck idiots are talking about with memes and shit. Oh, it's like, he's just like me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't follow your dumb fucking memes. So take your meme and shove it up your fucking ass, because I have the ability to make an observation that's factually fucking based. Just because I'm Darkside Phil doesn't mean I get to ignore fucking facts that the characters in this game are going through what I go through on a daily fucking basis. Shut the fuck up!
So, it has to be said, now that we have that out of the way, to your shut the fuck up, no? I'll even give you a no thank you. I appreciate the sodium that you are bestowing upon me and the fact that you still don't get this is exactly what we want and live for. Oh, that's just a cherry on top. Please, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt this chill, positive content.
I'm not taking your shit. I don't care who the fuck it is. There's people in the chat right now. Oh, he's doing a meme. Oh, this is cringe. Shut the fuck up and eat it.
I'm full right now, so no. I went to a sandwich shop, you see. No, but again, thank you. I'm full. Additionally, man, I hate to tell you this, but you absolutely have to take it or deal with it because YouTube ain't gonna stop us. So this fallacy of you having control, which, to be clear, is what you're actually raging over. You're raging over no one respecting your story and that you have no control over that. And while that fallacy is fun, it's not reality. We will be here until your channel dies.
Eat it! Give me your mailing address. I want to mail you a spoon so you can eat shit out of my fucking ass.
I'm a scat man.
I'm tired of people saying that because I am who I am. I can't say a factual observation. It's a fucking fact that the characters in that game are going through what I have factually gone through on a daily fucking basis for years. So shut the fuck up. I am not putting up with any of this shit ever again. You're gonna tell me I can't make a factual observation? How about you kiss my fucking ass and lick my balls?
Well, the offer is tempting. Again, no. Here's what I can't fathom, though. Imagine you're Phil. You're not looking at anyone. You're looking at a camera. You're screaming into the abyss. What do you think, in his mind, is this going to do for him? Sympathy bucks? Like, literally, what is his end game with these rants? Because, Phil, you absolutely are going to deal with us, because we are Legion, and we aren't going away. That defiant drink of water, though, like, look at me, I'm a badass. Like, he gives the most top-tier cringe when he's like this.
Yeah. And I'm fucking pissed about it. Because I see this shit, oh, he can't say that. Oh, yeah? I can't say a fact? What fucking world do we live in that I can't say a fucking fact, you bitch? Kiss my fucking ass.
I'm sorry, can we go back to where he pretends to be hard and slow it down?
You bitch.
You bitch. You bitch.
How does he not know that he's digging his own fucking grave? How does he scream, you bitch, in a camera like he's in the 5th grade and just learned the word and think that it's going to do anything besides make literally everyone laugh at him? Let's see what other gold dust we can mine out of this vein.
Enough is enough with this shit. Yeah, King be cruel. King be bitch. You're gonna say dumb shit like that in fucking chat, and everyone else who said that too, because people in the comments, all my haters saying it in their videos. So now we know what you're watching every fucking day, right? You dumb fuck. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your bitch ass meme-bill opinions. There's facts, there's reality, and then there's your bullshit world that you live in on the internet where you circle jerk each other with your conspiracy and your nonsense, and no one fucking cares about you except your circle jerking community. The problem is there's too many of you.
What is literally your denthead community? Correct. I'll take Phil has no self-awareness for 800, Alex.
There's too many fucking idiots. And enough is enough with this shit. It's time to call it out. Just because I'm one of the most abused people on the internet doesn't mean I don't get to make a factual observation. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and you like it. Or you shut the fuck up.
Hey, Phil? Phil? Yeah, in the back. I don't like your commentary or content. And, you can't stop me from talking about you. So, we're all going to laugh at you now.
Now, you got a problem with that? Test me, bitch.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Because I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not. I'm not gonna have people come in here on my streams and in fucking other videos and say, oh, oh, look, you know, I'm like him, just like me, and him. Shut the fuck. No one even knows what you're talking about. I've never even heard the meme before, because I'm not an asshole. I'm not a fucking dumbass, mouth-drooling idiot. I don't follow the dunces follow on the internet. It's my life I'm talking about.
And what you don't get, Phil, is that people are trying to get you to rein in the cringe. They're telling you, bruh, this ain't it. This ain't the play. And you're reading at them with more cringe. It's like, the more people want to help you, the worse you get. You're the patron saint of cringe lords. Chris Chan has officially been surpassed.
Right? And it's true. Follow the plot of this game. This is exactly what I've gone through. I've lost tons of business opportunities. I've lost the ability to branch out on the internet as a content creator. Tons of people, hundreds of thousands of people will never check out my content because all they hear is conspiracies about me. Right? What they'll do is now they'll take this actual segment of my podcast out of context and just show, look, Phil abuses his viewers by swearing at them, instead of actually showing the reason I'm doing it.
Hey, let's be clear here. I've cut nothing from this. It's been the entire stream. The only thing missing is the chat window, and the chat window can show emojis and words. Just words. If words can make this man this unhinged, every marketing manager will look at him 1,000 times out of 1,000 and go, oh, yeah, no.
that people are mistreating me, that people are being horrible to me and my family and everyone else. And then when I finally call it out, oh my God, look, in the game it's happening just like what happened with me. Oh, that's so cringe that he would say that. He'd think he's such a big egotistical. Egotistical? How is it ego-fucking-tistic? To state a fact. You fucking buffoon.
Here it is, Phil. Legitimate advice. And this is coming from a guy who was nearly as bad as you at one point in his life. Recognize that you are not the main character of everyone's life. Recognize that if you identify with the story, that means that the writers may have done a good job in identifying with the common man, or at least their audience. But the ego comes in when you say things like, the writers must have watched my stuff and wrote this about me. That didn't happen. No one thinks that happened. Your factual observations require subjective interpretation. And anything which requires subjective interpretation cannot be construed as fact. In this instance, you are wrong. You are cringe. Now, take your own advice and shut the fuck up.
You are so dumb. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean that when they state a fact, the fact is wrong. That means you're an idiot. You understand? There are a lot of people on this planet I don't like, but they say true things sometimes, and you better wise the fuck up and listen. Or shut up about it, because no one cares about you and your drama community on the internet. There is an entire culture of stuff on the internet based on this level of hatred, based on this level of hearsay and tabloid bullshit, and it's ruining people's lives, and mine is one of them. There is literally no fucking reason whatsoever that I should not be in the Twitch Partner Program. Zero. I never did a damn thing to deserve that treatment. But a campaign of slander was held against me, and those idiots at Twitch, as unprofessionally stupid as they fucking are, said, oh, we don't want to deal with this drama, so we'll just remove him from the partner program. We won't ban him from the site, because I literally didn't do anything wrong, but as we remove him from the program, now we have no liability if people keep complaining about this guy, right?
Oh, fuck me up the ass and call me Sally. Phil? Okay, let's try this a different way. Phil, imagine you are the head of Twitch Partners, and it's your job to pick who is a Twitch partner. Someone shows you this clip. Are you hiring you? No? Then learn, you fucking asshole.
So, yeah, it's happened to me 100% concretely. By the way, it's on Kiwi Farms. When they did it years ago, they posted up all around Kiwi Farms about it. All the evidence was always there. Is that people want to ignore it. When there's evidence of all the horrible things that have happened to me, oh, that doesn't exist. That never happened. No. But anytime that I do something even slightly wrong, oh, here you go. Here's all the evidence of everything Phil's ever done wrong in his 15 plus years on the internet. That's not how it fucking works. That's not fair. You're a bunch of bitches. Every one of you's a little coward. Really. You're all nobodies. The people who do that shit. You're fucked up. You're broken in the fucking head. Every one of you bitch-ass content creators out there. Well, all you do is talk shit about people all day and you call it the news. You're the most worthless humans on earth. Right now, if you all had fingers snapped away by Thanos, no one would care. You're all replaceable. Every one of you has nothing to add concretely to this planet, nothing positive. You're nothing but a blight on the fucking planet. You're a big hemorrhoid on all of our fucking asses who are trying to make a positive living and help people on this planet. You're the problem. Not us, the ones who you abuse. You're the fucking problem. Get it? If you go away, the world's a better place. I want you to think about that.
Phil, there's exactly one group of people I have ever said should not exist, and that is pedophiles. Do you know why? Because I was an internet crimes against children detective. Yeah. See, my work saved kids. What have you done? What in the 15 years of Dark Side Phil have you contributed to your fellow man? Compare your work output with my work output. Let's see who is worthless, I'm sorry, I truly despise any time he goes holier than thou and says people shouldn't exist. Maybe it makes me cringe, but you know what? I can deal with it in that instance.
Now, I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want, especially when it's facts, alright? The plot of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is incredibly similar to my life in that regard. The main characters are harassed by people on the internet, made up slander campaigns. They have no means to defend themselves, and now their whole world is in shambles. And that's what the plot's going to be, is exploring what are they going to do to try to figure out what really happened. Where did the misinformation come from? Can they figure it out, right?
See, Phil, if this was your life, the next level would be sue the fuck out of those who are lying about you. But you couldn't stand up in court and defend your position, which is why you will cower and hide, which makes you oh man, what does it make you?
You bitch!
Ah, yes, thank you, Phil. So that does it for this one. Big ups again to SnortHogan and DSP Tries It. Sorry this came out so late. Life got in the way a bit. Hope it gave you a giggle. Thank you for everyone who watches, likes, subs, comments, etc. It really does give me a spring in my step. Thank you. Till next time, swole is the goal for a troll. Lift heavy, eat clean. And please God, never make me a cringe lord like Phil.